I'm here at Diane's Corner, and the train is just going by. It's a beautiful day. I've been hiking around here, and sure enough, the train came through. Let's see if I can get a picture of the view here. They're hauling coal. The train was such an important part of Belfield here, and you can catch the frost on the grass. There must be about 200 cars of coal going through, and that would be coming from the west, going east, coming out of Wyoming there somewhere. Anyway, this is the west side of town, and aren't too many trees right here, but the trees are just flocked with frost today. It's just gorgeous. So you can imagine many years ago this train activity that brought people here, but now it does not stop in Belfield anymore. It just keeps going. But this is the area that would drain. There's the caboose coming up. We used to sit at the railroad tracks and count the number of cars on the train, and I pretty much think it might be about 200 of them. So there we look at all this drainage from the south and the west of Belfield, and here would be where it would come along this channel. All those little streams would come into this little tributary coming into town here, and it looks like it's kind of full this day here. And we have our it's not a bridge, it goes right under the road. So in the spring, a lot of times it could be flooded over, and then we don't use this little spot here, but it doesn't have a bridge, and that would be where it would drain. And I'm just going to keep doing a little hiking here. Every little piece of bush and grass has got that frost on it. It's so pretty. Yeah, and the trees. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to head east over here. This is the again, the railroad. I'm trying to think of that concept of the railroad because it was so important to Belfield. Because that's kind of how Belfield got settled, was the settlers came by rail. But before that, Belfield was a site was selected by the U.S. government on the banks of the Heart River, and a fort was built by the name of Fort Houston. That was the original name. And then this is what was first known as the city of Belfield. So it really had a really early history for North Dakota at that time, because it was on the railroad here, a stop. So around 1885, when settlers first came here, all that was left of the fort was the foundation trench, and by looking on the ground they could be able to see evidences of the fort. And later, this is a good story here. Later the place was given the name of Belfield after a railroad official's daughter by the name of Belle, and their last name was Field. So that's how we get the name Belfield. And if there's people that are listening that I guess I never mentioned that Belfield is southwest North Dakota, which is not, it's I'm thinking Webo, Montana is about 10 miles west of Beach, so it must be about 70 miles to Montana, and about the same to South Dakota. I'm just walking along the street here because the railroad had homes and Some of the men that worked on the railroad would live here in Belfield. So that was an important part of the economy. Now I'm going to switch it over here. I'm walking down the road and here's some flocked trees. Beautiful. And here's Mary Solberg's house, and Cliff is in glory this year too. We've lost a lot of people this year, and just thinking about that. And also that story about the Hollanders coming, and one of the stories about them is they got off of the train in their finery, dressed in their native costumes with their large bloomer-like pants and wooden shoes, and they spoke their native language, but they knew little or no English. And today most of the Hollanders are over in South Hart. This is Marge and Dave Polanchuk's house here, and this is kind of one of the original buildings too. I think looks like the Victorian style. And and we lost Dave actually. Dave was a classmate, Dave Polanchuk. So, and let's just keep doing a little more walking here. So there's today people of varied ages, backgrounds, and skills continue to expand Belfield, which was chosen to be right here on the Hart River banks nearly a century ago, probably. Okay, now here we're coming to the theater, which was built by Mike Alnick in the 50s. It was a major part of our entertainment growing up. They were making movies and we were enjoying it. There's somebody driving by. Okay, so here's the Belfield Theater, and looks like it says Ladies Night, December 11th, 6 to 9, Friday, Saturday, 7 p.m. There you go. So they have movies on the weekends. And here's the Rusty Rail. This was Mike's Bar, now it's called the Rusty Rail. And there's a little plaza that you can have hamburgers and stuff in. Steaks, they're good there too. Yeah, that was built by Mike. Hi. I'm doing some videoing. I thought people like to know, those snowbirds like to know what's happening.
Oh, I see.
So, howdy doody.
Good.
And here's the post office. Yeah. So here I'm coming across the alley here. I'll just kind of walk up here to the meat market. And that would be, now I'm headed, it would be right toward Main Street now. Coming up to the stop sign where people come in from the south. And such a beautiful day. Although I do have my neck scarf on and my gloves today. It's colder. It's about 19 above. But yeah, the fog, early fog created quite a scene. Well, just maybe, here's another, this is the meat market. Very, very popular here. Old time meat shop. They closed. And this is called the Cup Coffee Shop. And yes, the Cup. Let's see, maybe I could, oh boy, there's a lot of traffic here this morning. I don't know. There's the Cup. Now they took this building down last summer, everybody knows that. That was Cap's grocery store. And if I head on down the street here, we have our Christmas decorations up on Main Street. Maybe I'm just going to scoot it over here while I'm here. I'll catch the end of the block. And here we've got a nice little manger scene. Get a little closer to see that. Especially with the beautiful frost on everything. It looks pretty nice. They planted trees here this summer. So this is coming along. And now I'm on the, might as well stay on here. Here's the Belfield laundromat. Lance and Barb Hurt have taken care of that laundromat forever. And right next to it is, let's see, there's a pretty Christmas cactus in the window. Look at that. That's kind of pretty. And there's, you go up here. This used to be the hotel, and now Lance made it into apartments. Oh, gee, this looks really nice. He's done some hard work. See, goes. That's the whole. That would be the apartments, and then that's his plumbing shop here on the main floor. And then here is our police department. We've got that nicely done. And here, they took this building down this summer. It's the old John and Joe's bar. And that's where they had the bowling alley in the basement that Cindy Evanick was talking about yesterday on the video. So they put some steel siding here along that because that reinforced the bank's side. And so this is kind of what is on this side. And here's the old Franklin's Fairway grocery store, which we got so many stories of good times and laughter. Daryl Dutke was talking about his dad working here, and his grandfather used to sit in this chair in the front of the building and in front of the store, and he would have all kinds of jokes. That place was alive with humor all the time. It was a fun place to go. And this would have been the Ford garage here, but now it's just another storage type building, I think. And then we come over here to this corner. Used to be Frank's Cafe, and this would have been Frank's Cafe here, and it is empty. And here is the end of the block here, where Indegards used to have their museum. And here, Jody Arthot has got the Thompson hardware store, and he's working on that. And then right next to it is the Burley's Rough Rider Bar and Steakhouse, which is quite popular with everyone. It's another nice family place to come. And then, let's see, just coming up here to this empty building here. And then I guess I'm gonna come right back up the street here, and this would be Bunnell's shop here by Bunnell. That's nice spot too. So that's Main Street, Belfield this morning. Always nice to see what's happening downtown. The big event today is the cookie sale at the Ukrainian church. In fact, I just came from there and bought my cookies. And imagine maybe that's why all this traffic is coming by, because they probably have their cookies too. So, well, that's it for Diane's Corner today. Thank you for joining me. Have a good day. Bye now. Let's see if I can finish.